I've been running a YT channel called Porsche Fanatic for a little over 6 months. It has grown to almost 6,000 subscribers, and at the time of production of this video at least, almost 100,000 views, and hopefully we should close on monetization by the end of the year. This was my first YouTube channel. I get asked all the time, how did I start it? How did I do it? And what's my process for making videos that has so far earned 6,000 subscribers? So I came up with my 20 steps to success. How I conceive of, plan, shoot, and edit my videos. Now, this is not going to be a video about camera angles or gimbals or editing software tutorials. Oh, the PCM is on! But more of a high-level view of my process that has brought success on the Porsche Fanatic channel. First of all, I'm an organized person. I like to plan stuff. I like lists. But more than that, I am passionate about my niche. And my niche is cars, and especially the Porsche brand. Step 1. Passion. If cars are not your thing, then you can apply a lot of my process to making success for yourself in your chosen niche. I love cars, especially Porsches, so putting in the time to shoot, edit, and promote my videos comes easy. And so it should for you, regardless of what your niche is. Number 2, equipment. My equipment is fairly basic. 2 GoPros and 1 Insta360 camera. A selection of suction mounts and a headband for the GoPro. Tripods for drive pass and walking shots. Of course, a PC for editing. Noise cancelling headsets to fine-tune the audio and the narrative. And of course, this smartphone and a microphone to record narratives. Number 3, software. I use Filmora for production, the professional edition. I think it costs like $75 to get it. It's really good. Little bit of a learning curve, but you'll figure it out after a while. To edit the Insta360, they offer a proprietary software, and I use Microsoft Image Composer from the 19th century because I love it and know it so well, to make the thumbnails and the still section cards. I use online software for background removal and to make special text if that's not available in Filmora. Number 4, planning. When I figure out what my next video is going to be, I need to plan dates and times for the participants. I try to focus on one car at a time. For instance, I've done 987 versus 981, 987 versus 986, 987 and the 718 Turbo. So part of planning is planning dates and times with participants. Of course, cleaning the car, charging up the cameras, getting gas, and go. But planning also involves visualizing how the video is going to turn out and the thumbnail. And we're going to have more on that later. The most important part being the first 1 or 2 minutes of the video to make sure that you seed the interest of your potential viewer to stay with the video until the end, or as far in as you think you can get them to watch. Watch time hours are very important towards monetization if that's your goal. And on YouTube, it's really hard to get the first 4,000 watch hours. Not easy. Number 5, training. For multiple car videos, you will need to teach the other drivers what to do and what not to do. The biggest issue with shooting multi-car videos is a tendency to race when everyone is pumped up on adrenaline, and this makes it difficult to get close-up and cool shots when you're approaching them and they're trying to run away from you, basically racing. Number 6, writing this. This is the script. I will edit this and then eventually record it in my wife's closet, which is the most soundproof room in the house. So the finished voiceovers are free from background noises, or at least if the dogs are not barking. Number 7. Shooting. This involves planning routes and destinations and also getting the cameras mounted and watching out for battery levels and the SD cards getting filled up. I really enjoy this. We try all sorts of different angles, and I figured out that mounting the Insta360 on the center rear of the leading car gives great angles on the following car, which usually has the GoPro POV mounted. Number 8. Downloading. This is kind of where the desk work begins. When I have all the content, I download the raw footage to a backup drive first. And then, of course, format the SD cards, recharge the cameras, getting ready for the next shoot. Or, in some cases, I have to go reshoot a section that didn't come out well. Number 9. First watch. Reviewing all the footage is important to find the best shots for the planned video, and also to see if there are any unusual things that happened. For instance, the top halfway up in this tunnel videos. You weren't expecting that. Then I make notes on the high points from the GoPro and Insta videos, and this helps in the sound matching process and saves having to scroll back and forth through the videos while in the editing process. Number 10. First edit. With the Insta360 footage, there can be several edits on each section depending on the various views available in this type of footage. Once edited on the Insta software, then I export the whole set to MP4 formats. Number 11. Second edit. Once I have the Insta360 MP4s, at least 2 or 3 versions from each of the raw clips, it is time to go through them and then edit out the sections that I'm going to use, renaming each of these and save in a final edit folder on my PC. This is fun, but can be time consuming. Number 12. Third edit. This involves clipping up the GoPro footage and again saving in various sections to eventually be slotted into the editing software of the final production. Attention is paid here to the sections with the best or most dramatic sounds, which will appear in the final edit as just raw sound with no voiceover. For instance, sections of the video that will have a narrative will also have a reduced sound volume from the original soundtrack. The entire editing process for a 10-minute video, for example, can take several days. I do love editing though, and sometimes the wife will come over behind me and tap me on the shoulder and tell me that dinner is ready, and I'll literally jump out of my chair. Number 13. Sound. Any cameras that are mounted outside the cars are going to have some exhaust notes, but also wind noise once you get over 100 kilometers, 60 miles per hour. So part of the editing process is to match the sound from the internally worn GoPro that gets the POV video, because there is only exhaust sound from the host car and also others that are nearby, passing or being passed. This can be sometimes a bit complex and challenging process to match the GoPro sound to the tracks, the various edits on the 360 footage, but it's really worth it to have that really nice sound quality. Number 14. Section blends. If the video has various sections like this one, I will make still screens and transitions to organize the video into a pleasant and organized viewer experience, and of course to appease my own OCD. Number 15. Thumbnails. So we're back to this. Before I even shoot, I am thinking about what the thumbnail is going to look like. Once the video starts taking shape, I will begin to play around with various thumbnail ideas. I usually make 2 or 3, sometimes 4, so that I can change them out depending on how the initial impressions and clicks are doing on the video after the first few days of launch. I will search YouTube on specific topics to get the initial ideas for thumbnails, and then also look through the videos to see what looks cool. Number 16, narrative. Once the video is pretty much complete, I will record the script. I leave lots of breaks in between the various sentences and sections because I know that I'm going to have to frame the various voiceovers to match the actual video. Again, this is fun. It can be complex. Also, too, getting the car sound to fade in and out as the voiceovers come in and fade out. Number 17, word count. I do a word count on this narrative, which this one is currently at 1,300 words, which should take between 7 to 9 minutes to read at my pace. So I need to match the narrative to the estimated length of the final video. And also then allow for clips where there's just engine sound with no narrative. The video editing process will give me an idea of how many seconds or minutes of raw sound I will have. So that plus the word count will give me the full final length of the video. Number 18, uploading. I usually plan this for when I go to bed, so I'm not hogging bandwidth because that seems to really interfere with some of our streaming services. So we got to keep the wife happy here on this one. There are various schools of thought about whether you should upload when most of your viewers are watching. I don't really bother with this right now until I have a much bigger following. Release time can be decided if you wish to hold the publication for a future date by just scheduling. Number 19. On YouTube, the title and description. Title. Very, very important. I try to keep it 60 to 90 characters, then adding in descriptions and playlist selection at the end of the video once the video is uploaded and processed. I get my title ideas as part of my initial research for ideas and thumbnails, and I'm not afraid to change them if I feel the video is not getting the number of clicks that I like. And number 20, the final one, enjoy the journey. Your video making will improve with time, as mine has, and you will see your channel grow. Even if your goal is not monetization, what an amazing way to save up memories.